If we look at a portal aperture, each particle that makes up that aperture is entangled with another particle, creating an instantaneous reflection of states. Another way to think about this is that these two particles are essentially one, and that it exists at two locations simultaneously. Although seemingly theoretical, it's an observable phenomenon, albeit at a quantum level.
In topology, we see this as a non-homeomorphic transformation of space-time. It is not that the particle exists at two locations, but that the two locations are in fact one location in a topological space. The phenomenon of it having two coordinates is only an observational artifact pertaining to the traditional Cartesian mapping of space.
Imagine one end of the portal traveling at near light speed, and due to relativistic effects, wouldn't one be able to travel to the future and past?
It'd be easier to understand this if we adopt the topological point of view. When we say that one end moves, it is actually the space between the ends that expand. Therefore, the laws of relativity does not apply, similar to the expansion of the universe.
In times before portals, space was bound and defined by physics and air through walls they're blind. Movement was horizontal or a slow vertical climb, limited by nature, by sunlight and time. In the age of portals, space reshapes, expands. Breathful of mountain air filled the urban lands. Sunlight streamed through portals, in shadows they shine, while storage condensed with worlds inside. Quantum entanglement, a dance of subatomic grace, stabilized and bound, each to a hard base. A wormhole unbroken between the entangled pair, through which matter could journey from here to there. But with wondrous possibilities came perils unforeseen, tales spread of limbs lost, of a scene so obscene, of individuals stepping in portals' jaws their throne. Cities became mazes with portal routes unknown. The government intervened, extreme measures deployed. Once bustling gateways, in shadows they're destroyed. Abandoned and forlorn, these silent portals lay, monuments to a time of freedom, now relics of a bygone day. Yet from the mire of chaos, our design began to gleam. If anomalies arise, our portals retract their beam, a gravitational repulse at the brink of the breach, ensuring those at the threshold are safe from its reach. All portals adhere to walls, one-sided and tight. Our database is live, watching day and night. Portals that deform only with license they're sold, ensuring no misuse, no tragedy unfold. Our vast catalog awaits within fingers' reach, from grand to petite for every conceivable need. Browse, choose, and embark on a journey anew. In the world of safe portals, your trust we pursue.
When discussing world building, it's essential to understand the meaning of world. A world represents a segment of existence characterized by a particular boundary. It must be perceptible in some manner. Typically, world building pertains to the telling of a fiction. Such worlds often blend imaginative elements within a structural framework.
The word building implies the creation of a structure which doesn't limit to the building of fictional worlds. We define the basic rules that will be used to determine the boundary of perception within that world. And after that, the nature of perception of a certain item, whether it's axiomatic or through deduction. This structure allows us to implement the elements of imagination, logic, architecture, or what have you, in a way that motivates meaningful interactions and conversations.
Now, we have come to the Q&A section of our presentation. We will address a few selected questions submitted by our attendees in the Zoom chat. The first question is, what is the difference between an owner and property owner? This question addresses the definition chapter of the code book. So let's go to that slide. The owner refers to the entity that owns the portal pair, whereas the property owner is the entity that owns the property where a portal is installed. This means that a portal pair can have the same or different property owners for each portal within that pair. A frequent follow-up question is about the change in ownership. So if the owner of the property changes, it has to be notified to us, the Department of Portals, within 1 month of the change. You can do this through the manufacturer's phone application or visit the DOP office in person, providing the necessary materials. If the owner changes, meaning that the portal pair is either sold or gifted to someone else, you simply have to follow the application process, which is also available on the app or in person. If a portal is being migrated, in which case it's the property owner that could change, you typically submit a migration request from the app, and the manufacturer will take care of the migration and information update. Another frequently asked question is how to repair a disconnected portal. If we go to the slide where it defines the difference between deactivation and disconnection, as we can see, that disconnection, which happens in the case of an emergency shutdown, ends the life of the portal aperture pair. The only way to repair this is to replace the aperture pair. For many newer models of portal, the manufacturer can ship aperture replacement particles to you after proper inspection of the frame condition. If the frame is damaged in a way that makes it unable to function properly, or if you have an older model that doesn't support aperture replacement, you will have to schedule a frame replacement, which entails the uninstallation of the disconnected portal frames and installation of a replacement portal pair. This process usually takes several months. All the above will be taken care of by the manufacturer if proper insurance is in place, and any changes in information such as damage report, activation date will be updated by either the inspector or the manufacturer. And that concludes our presentation. If you have any further questions, either for the Department of Portals or for our licensed manufacturer, you can submit them online or through our call center. Thank you all for your attending.
In constructing a new framework, the choice and creation of language are pivotal. When we forge a new conceptual structure, the invention of new words or symbols, or the reuse of existing ones, shapes the foundation of this framework. These words serve not just as labels, but as building blocks that define and delineate the framework's boundaries and possibilities. This linguistic process is not just a reflection of thought, but an active participant in the creation and evolution of the framework itself, influencing how it is perceived, understood, and developed. It is very much the building of a world per se.
This process can be likened to the puncturing or fusing within a topological space, where the introduction or redefinition of terms creates new pathways and connections within the existing network of understanding. In constructing a conceptual framework, similar to the building of a maze, this act functions like the strategic placement or removal of walls and passages that significantly alters the decision-making during traversal or expansion. This linguistic structuring not only shapes unique pathways of thought and understanding, but also forms the foundation of distinct, self-assembled worlds that are fundamentally unique in their structure and experience.
Today we're going to check out the portable portal that just got released by Safe Portals. As you may know, due to security reasons, portals used to be required to be fixed on walls. So will this portable version be a game changer? We will find that out today. So we're going to set it up in this room over here. And I'm gonna put one portal each on the walls over there. Opening up, the first thing we have here is the user manual. Always good to start with that. And we've got 2 charging cables, one for each portal. The battery life on these portals is not bad, lasting up to 24 hours on a single charge. Now we have the portals themselves. They're attached back to back right now, and they've got a nice clean design. Now if we take a look at the portal app, we can adjust the different parameters and see relevant info, which is very handy. We got the portals on the table right now, but we're going to put them on the floor to have more working area. So we can increase the width, and the height, and turn on the lights on the sides. You can change the color. It's currently red, but you can't really see in this lighting. Well, let's get them on the walls. We can have one on the left panel of that door and one next to the outlet over there. One thing to note is that once you separate the 2 portals, you can't change the size anymore, and both portals have some gecko material on the back to grab onto most flat surfaces. Okay, now the portals are installed. We can now press the activate button. Whoa, that's trippy. Well, it seems like everything's working properly. Now let's get a closer look. So if I wave my left hand into this portal, we're supposed to see on the left. And if I wave my right hand into the left portal, we're supposed to see on the right. Yeah. Overall, I think it's really cool to have something so lightweight and convenient. I haven't done much research into the security features, but I do trust Safe Portals on this. I definitely recommend this product. You can purchase it on the Safe Portals official website or click the link in the description below for a 20% discount. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. See you next time.
We've constructed a tetrahedron. It has a verse on each of the vertices. According to the definition of verse, they all represent the same existence, which is the entirety of existence, but in a different manner. The universe views existence physically, the metaverse conceptually, the pataverse imaginarily, while the topiverse structurally. On the edges of the tetrahedron are the worlds. There is an edge between each pair of vertices, therefore a world between each pair of verses. These worlds are not absolute. Theoretically, they can take on infinite number of forms based on the context. The generic name of the worlds, as is in the diagram, reductively illustrates the form of that world. Every category of world also corresponds to a vertex on an octahedron. The difference between dream world and intrasubject, for example, is that the world is the furthest that any form of perception or observation can go. The sphere, defined by the worlds, is the limit of accessibility. The jects are transcended, or ejected if you may, from the worlds, representing the collective nature of a category of worlds. The intrasubject and dream world are of imaginary concepts or conceptual imaginations. The intra-object and data world are of physical concepts or conceptual physicality. The subject and life world of physical imaginations or imaginary physicality. The intersubject and ficti world of structural imaginations or imaginary structures. The object and logi world of structural concepts or conceptual structures. The interobject and archi world of physical structures or structural physicality.